Well, hello everybody. Joe, the Manic Audiophile here. Coming to you at around 3:30 on Monday, December 15th. Yeah, December 15th. A very sad day today because for fans of Rob Reiner, it's a very sad day because as I'm sure many of you know, he was tragically murdered, him and his wife Michelle last night in their Brentwood home, which is a very exclusive area of Los Angeles. And well, this wouldn't normally be the topic of an audiophile video. I did want to say something about Rob Reiner and his incredible list I mean, just beyond incredible movies. For those of you who don't know, Rob Reiner directed Stand By Me. Of course, the famous Spinal Tap documentary, which that there's a music nexus there. Um, and in fact, he just finished Spinal Tap 2. I think he was making the talk show circuit in support of that new mockumentary. I haven't seen it, um, but I certainly will. He also directed one of my favorite movies, When Harry Met Sally, The Prince's Bride. He directed A Few Good Men, Misery. I think he directed, I think, A Sure Thing. Um, so the list of movies that he directed, goes on, and he was just an extraordinarily talented individual. Of course, the son of Carl Reiner, who himself was an iconic figure in comedy in Hollywood, who worked closely with Mel Brooks, and they created all kinds of funny skits that remain legendary to this day. But there's one movie that has not been mentioned, and I've seen many stories today about Rob Reiner and his you know discography, as if you will, in terms of the movies that he made. But one movie has not been mentioned that I wanted to take a second to mention because I think it's worth mentioning, and it's frankly one of my very favorite movies, and it's called The Story of Us, starring Bruce Willis and Michelle Pfeiffer. Rob actually starred in that, co-starred in that movie along with Rita Wilson and um, I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer and just, great cast. But what was also very special about The Story of Us was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was put together by none other than Eric Clapton. And so if you're an Eric Clapton fan, I would encourage you to go out and rent The Story of Us. I think you can get it on either Amazon Prime or, I think Amazon Prime. I actually have it on DVD, and I've rented it off of one of the streaming TV movie service platforms. So I know it's very much available, and I would highly encourage you to watch that movie if you're a Eric Clapton fan. And it's also a very poignant movie about marriages and how they go through their ups and downs, and it fuses a lot of great um, you know dialogue and obviously impeccably directed by Rob Reiner. And it's very funny when it's appropriate, and very funny when maybe sometimes it's not even appropriate. But he had a real ability to do that, to make movies both funny and poignant at the same time. And melancholy at the same time, and it was really just an incredible career that he had in Hollywood, especially coming, following in the footsteps of his famous father. That's never an easy proposition for anybody to have to live up to that kind of standard, of a father or a mother or whatever the case might be in a family where more than one person is achieving fame and success. So I'm going to put the link to The Story of Us in the chat or in the description. So you can click on it and um, hopefully take advantage of the opportunity that I'm sharing with you to check out the movie, listen to the music from the movie. As I said, played, amazing guitar played by Eric Clapton. Um, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I just kind of wanted to jump on real quick and, you know, um, pay tribute to just an extraordinarily talented comedic actor, director, producer, um, show business, humanitarian. I mean, he was very, very, he was an activist in service to many, many causes, irrespective of whether or not, you shared that opinion of, or appreciation or, you know, whatever it was that he was championing at any particular time. The real thing about this man was his movie making and his comedic chops. I mean, I forgot that he played the famous character Meathead on All in the Family, which I watched as a kid. My parents loved that show, and Rob Reiner played Meathead perfectly well against Carol O'Connor's Archie. I mean, just a classic Norman Lear sitcom. Probably the kind of sitcom that can never be made today. But nevertheless, it was made then and it was funny and it made millions and millions of people laugh for generations. So anyway, see y'all later. Manic audiophile here, checking in and checking out. And until next time, have a have a great rest of your day. All right.